Welcome to Table Talk. This is where we discuss topics that you give us on Twitter with the hashtag Table Talk. I think I may have peaked with our vocals. I apologize.
Hi!
Editor. I'm Elliott Morgan.
I'm Trisha Hirschberg.
And I'm Steve Zaragoza. Let's dive into
Go
this.
for it. Grab the one. Oh,
Awesome.
it's like 4.
Curtis Zwyrick asks, can video games be regarded as an art form, especially following the release of BioShock Infinite? Yeah.
Ooh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I vote yes.
Yeah, I would disagree with I believe it was Roger Ebert, rest in peace, good
Aw.
sir.
Don't speak ill of the
who
dead.
I would never.
You're about to,
Speaking
you're about
ill.
to disagree with him.
I would
Speaking
absolutely.
well.
You can still disagree with a
Oh,
critic.
you can't disagree with a dead person?
You.
You're right.
Steven Zaragoza, ladies and gentlemen.
I agree with everything anybody dead has
No, I
ever
want to
said.
hear what you had to say.
No, I think that as somebody who's not a gamer, I entirely believe that video games are art form because I was watching a trailer while I was watching television, my form of entertainment, last night, and I was like, Tiffany, my wife, I was like, look at that trailer for this. It's a video game.
Yeah.
And she was like, I know, and we turned into old people for a little
And
bit.
it looks amazing, and you might want to play that video game. I don't know. I think video games are like a mixture of literature and film
By the way, my phone
put together. So if you consider literature an art form and you consider film an art form, then yes,
Merge
video
them together.
games are an art form.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you look behind the scenes on most video games, there's like hundreds of people making these things.
Yeah, the books and stuff. I mean, even from like
Yeah,
15 years ago, you have like
exactly.
those old like concept books where you see like
Oh,
the
I love
art
that.
and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
You take a game like, just, throwing it out there, because Elliot, I know you can relate to this, Legend of Zelda.
Mhm,
That game is beautiful.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus, I know I talk about it a lot, but that game is, they're beautiful games.
It
I
makes me
played,
do that, Shadow of the Colossus.
I know everyone's going to hate me for mentioning it again, but Ni no Kuni, and the reason why I'm going to mention Ni no Kuni is because...
Mention all you want, Steve.
Here's why. Thank you, Elliot. It's a lot of it is traditionally animated. A lot of the cutscenes are traditionally animated. There's a lot of cell shading animation where it's digital with cartoon-like effects over it. And I think it looks... you're playing a Miyazaki movie, and those movies are beautiful. Those movies are art.
Yeah.
Or like
no.
to take it to another recent one, Journey.
Yeah,
That
Journey's
just
great.
won Best Indie Game at the VGAs. The music in Journey,
Yeah.
off the charts good.
Yeah, and obviously BioShock Infinite is absolutely an art piece. It's a movie.
Now, we're all kind of on the same page regarding whether or not it's art. Whether or not it's sports is a different
Pick a
discussion.
goddamn topic.
We
Okay.
know how Elliot feels about that.
It's not sports. Sports are sports. Joanna. Hi, Joanna. At Jones Sweet Thing says, at that girl Trish, M. Thatcher's death and how we feel about hashtag tabletop.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Okay. Apparently, Margaret Thatcher is not a well-liked person, which I did not know. I wasn't familiar with Margaret Thatcher. I thought it was cool that she was the first female prime minister. That's kind of all I knew about her. So I threw it out there to the people for the first video, and it's getting like totally crapped on, which,
I'm sorry, Elliot.
Oh no, I don't mind. I mean, it's exciting to actually learn more about it because
Yeah.
I'm going in the comment section and it's like really cool because people are like going back and forth a lot about like she was amazing, she was a fantastic politician, and other people are like
She was
stole our milk,"
horrible.
or, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So it's fascinating to see that kind of thing happen because we get
Yeah.
debates in our comment section a lot, but it's rare that I go down there and I'm like whoa, like really learning stuff,
Yeah.
which is cool.
That's cool.
So
We're
Yeah.
learning from you.
Well, and that's the thing. Like a lot of these subjects, we aren't completely well versed in UK society and UK, royalty, and it's great to learn about those things. And if this is obviously a big news story, Margaret Thatcher dying. Personally, I'm with you, Elliot. The only thing I know about Margaret Thatcher, the first thing I thought was that line from Austin Powers, when Austin Powers is trying to kill his erection, and he says, "Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day," or what is it? Margaret Thatcher naked on and that's all I can think of, and that's sad because that's not cool. I mean, that's someone who just died. But the fact of the matter is that this is a big news story, and SourceFed covers big news stories. And
what can you do?
What can you do? We have to go around and research these things in a very quick amount of time and turn them.
40 minutes.
Turn it around
and-
really fast.
And we have
informative
editors that have to turn it around, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, we're not able to get every single aspect of the
Yeah.
story.
Well, and I
before it
think
goes
that
out.
Americans in general are fascinated with British culture, like everything. Like when the royal wedding happened, like there were parties everywhere here in America. People that really don't necessarily understand it all, they're just kind of obsessed with it.
Well, it's the same thing too. Like it's the when the royal wedding happens and everyone over here is like, "This is amazing," and then you talk to somebody over there and they're like, "We couldn't care less," and they're like, "We got stuff to do," and I'm like, "I get it. All right." Like there's different,
I like your accent there.
Yeah, it's
Elliot.
pretty spot on.
All right. Rolling Thunder says, scariest movie you've ever seen. Hashtag table talk.
Not the person to ask for this.
Why did you just get an evil laugh when that
Because I don't watch horror movies
at all.
Oh,
And
see,
so far we've covered video games, British major
All
deaths, and
stuff.
horror
Okay,
movies.
Elliott.
let's
It's
go
not
really
well
quick,
versed
because
in.
I feel like I'm the resident horror movie guy here. I really love horror movies, and honestly, like my top scary horror movies, I'll give you 2 because I don't want to waste all day. The movie that really scares me even to this day is The Grudge. That movie scared the
Thank you.
shit out
That's
of
what I was
me.
gonna say. Was The Grudge.
Yeah,
Okay. That
it's
makes me
scary.
feel somewhat legitimized.
No, it really is scary, and it's not about the gore and all that. It's the psychological aspect of it
that you can't escape this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
There's
under
no-
your covers.
And there's no way to
Yeah.
stop it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't kill it. It's there. Also, The Exorcist.
Oh, that's mine.
I don't play games with that stuff. No, thank you.
I know, right?
One thing, I mean, and this isn't a movie, but I'm sorry, I called you Joe. Steve and I, Joe and I never talk.
I know I'm
Steve and I-
as handsome as Joe.
You
so-
are,
You
absolutely.
both have beards.
Well,
There you go.
and I'm as
I can't
handsome
say
as
that,
Joe.
you know. But Steve and I bonded over American Horror Story for a while
Yeah,
because I think that's
yeah.
one of like the coolest television shows.
Yeah, you
in
do
recent
watch
memory.
scary stuff.
Oh, I will. Well, I wouldn't call
But
American
you're a
Horror
TV
Story
guy.
scary.
Yeah.
But I'm TV. So if you can put the
Yeah.
horror genre in TV, I'll occasionally watch
That's
it.
how you'll taste test it. That's how you'll dip your foot in the
Just-
water. if
Do
it's
I
a
like
TV
this?
show.
Do I like this? Am I going to
this.
spend money to go see a movie? Yeah, I would say The Grudge, though. And what would you say, Trisha?
I hate horror films. I don't like anything. I think Jurassic
Right on.
Park is a horror
I was
film.
just gonna
and
say,
that's
you
how-
consider Jurassic Park a horror film, but then I saw
Okay, it's not a horror film. It just frightens
It's just
me.
terrifying.
it's pretty intense, but like
Alien terrified me at a young age. Jurassic
Alien's
Park
scary.
terrified me at a young age.
Jurassic Park is scary.
I had the unfortunate experience of watching Poltergeist at a young age,
that
and
was
I
so
have been
good.
scarred by all of it
Poltergeist
to the
is so
point where
good.
I just want to take the blue pill and live in a happy bubble where I don't need to know what else is out there.
Trisha, wait a minute.
Matrix is a horror film.
I
Hold
loved
on,
Matrix.
Hold on,
Yeah.
you need
I'll
to
take that one.
Hold on, but you can appreciate the horror genre. People love it.
They're
I
holding
know
hands.
people
They're
love
holding
it.
hands
We are
right
holding
here.
hands.
We are holding hands.
He's trying
You got
really
cold
hard
hands,
to.
by
I
the way.
know,
I'm
because
trying
I'm
to
a
comfort you.
girl.
I'm trying
Girls
to
have.
comfort
This is
Ladies
comfort.
have
This is
cold
comfort.
hands. This is comfort, in case you didn't know. I can appreciate the horror genre. I have a lot of friends who are very heavily into it, and like
Yeah.
I get that. Part of the fun is that. Thank you. Thanks, boys. I appreciate the part of the fun is how the gore special effects are done. That was sweet. And that was sweet too. This is such a weird
so
moment.
you appreciate you appreciate
I
the
appreciate
filmmaking.
the art form. I know that my imagination is too out there
Yeah.
to deal with those. Like if I watch a movie where someone gets raped and killed, I literally
movie.
am
It's not
so there
entertainment.
with it where I'm like, oh
Yeah.
God, like I feel
Not
like
good.
I've then been raped and killed and I need therapy.
Here's the
afterwards.
hard
Like, that's
fact.
what happens to me. So I can't.
Here's
I
the hard
can't.
fact. In life, people are raped and killed. Unfortunately, it sucks.
Where are you going with this?
What I'm saying is if it's in a movie, it's like bringing light to these situations.
And I get that.
It's shining a
I
spotlight.
get that,
Maybe.
but I don't want
Not more than a news program
I-
would or a headline
Nope,
would.
nope. Because when I watch a news program, I'm like, oh, that happens. When I watch a movie, I'm like, it's happening to me.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Here's my problem with horror films. It's not the fact that they're scary, which it is partially the fact that they're scary, but it's also the fact that horror is the only genre where the lines of good and bad are so incredibly blurred. You can watch a horror film that's so campy and so horrible, and it'll get these amazing reviews, and horror buffs will be like, this movie's amazing, because it's
Yeah.
so over the top and
Yeah.
ridiculous. Where it's like other genres, you can't do that. Like, you get into like comedy and rom-com or romance just
Yeah.
in general, sci-fi. There's like cut and dry, what's good and what's bad.
Yeah.
Horror, all bets are off.
so
All
bad
bets
it's
are
good.
up.
Like,
a lot of
totally, yeah.
times for horror.
But I mean, there's a
films.
lot of classic horror films that are cheesy as hell and are not considered by the definition a good film, but they're like fun.
Yeah.
You know
and
what's
they're a great time.
You know what's one horror film that I genuinely do like and will repeated watch, even though it scares me?
I'm ready.
The Shining.
Oh, I love The Shining.
I would throw Drag Me to Hell in there. I like that movie.
Drag Me to Hell was fun. Yeah, I like that. The Shining is like a masterpiece. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
That's
masterpiece.
Well, that's I enjoy that
That's going
movie
beyond
for
the
cinematic
genre.
stuff that it is.
Let's knock off today's show with a really exciting topic. Thomas Shorts asks, today's youth's political knowledge.
Well, apparently way better than mine in regards to Thatcher.
We kind of hit that up with the Thatcher thing.
I don't know. I feel like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think we explored that a lot with the whole covering the presidential election thing,
Yeah.
like because a lot of our viewers are younger, and they're kind of like discovering this stuff with us, which I thought was really awesome. But yeah, I know when I was younger, I didn't care about politics at all. I was like, I hire an accountant to do my math, and we hire politicians
know.
to do the politicking.
I don't know how shitty this is, but it's like I don't I don't have much of an interest in politics. I don't. I said that.
You had no interest during the political
Yeah,
season.
I don't.
And you're very honest about it,
I'm
which was
very
respectable.
honest
You
about
didn't
it, yeah.
fake anything.
No, I didn't. But if someone comes up to me and says, listen, this is a subject you need to know about because you're going to have the power to vote for something.
Yeah.
Then I'll sit and I'll listen to someone about it. But, like, I'm really not going to be watching the news or reading up about the political stuff because, like, honestly, I just feel like life is too short to really just dig into this aspect of life that mostly is kind of negative.
I mean, I think politics is kind of a wormhole where it's like if you get into it and you keep going deeper and deeper, you can get so into it that it like becomes your identity, and that's when it gets really freaky.
Did that happen to you?
I stayed pretty far out of it. I maintained, like, during the election stuff, I maintained, like, this constant, like, okay, this is not
Arm's length.
that important and for my day-to-day life. But you see it happen with people, and especially with, like, kids and stuff, because it takes so much effort to, like, get into the intricacies of, like, both political parties and what really happened and history and what would happen.
It's
and
a
what
lot.
might.
Yeah.
So
And
much.
so what can happen is you sort of, as a result, a dangerous thing can happen, which is you take all of these, like, political parties and you just kind of box them up. And it's like, this is the evil one, and this is the perfect one. And then you end up, like, being passionate about something that you maybe you shouldn't be that passionate about because nothing is as it seems.
Nothing
you
is
know?
that cut and dry.
You could almost compare it to, like, being really into a basketball team, but then you got to think about how, like, this directly affects you. Like, politics directly affects you. But Bioshock. Basketball doesn't quite directly affect you. You know, it's still an enjoyment that you're getting, and politics is such a
Bioshock does directly.
Bioshock does,
Bioshock.
yeah. Let's do one really fast, quick one.
Okay.
All right, Samuel Black at sblack788 here says the ridiculous price of college tuition. #table talk.
Oh, it's
College
ridiculous.
isn't that important anymore, so it's like whatever. Sorry.
Kids.
Studies have shown it's not that important. You can do whatever you want, especially
Hey.
if you're going into the entertainment industry. Don't waste money on a degree. Just come out here and start doing stuff.
You know
Yeah,
what's
well,
so
that's
sad?
the thing, yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
Sorry.
I got
We're
my
talking about the
degree
arts,
in
though.
theater, and
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Like when you talk about the arts, and people like I know a lot of people that went to film school, and we're kind of like on the same level. I never went to film school, but I love films, and it's just one of those things where it's like we're all kind of in the same place. They went through a lot of college tuition and shit, and like it's really sad. And the arts are just a very different thing from like if you want to be an accountant.
I
or
agree.
you wanna
If you want to have a job that requires a degree, then yes, by all means, go get your degree.
Go for it, right.
But it is super
doctors,
costly.
lawyers, like
Please don't
absolutely.
be a doctor without getting
Please,
a degree first,
but
or
yeah,
a lawyer for that
yeah.
matter.
Nobody likes that.
But if you
Yeah.
want to vomit words out of your mouth like we do, I don't think the
That
college is
requires no
necessary.
training whatsoever.
Oh, wow. Oh, and you can spit on
Nailed
yourself. Nailed it. I love it. Okay, so with that being said, what kind of degree do you think is worth the money that college tuition is right now? Let us know in the comments down below.
Very good. Also, there's a like and subscribe button somewhere around here. If you click those, it really helps the channel
We've
out
never
a
been
lot.
to YouTube.com.
Where's that like button? Yeah, there's
Or there-
also an annotation,
there's
too.
an annotation.
What does it do, Trisha?
You can click that to see all of our other videos, and you can go to SourceFed.com and see our newsy bloggy stuff. It's a joyous good time. My name's Trisha Hirschberger.
I'm Elliott Morgan.
I'm Steve Zaragoza. Elliot, I'm going to provide your phone number in the comments so that people can call you about your political... Please do not.
No, that's probably not a good idea.
Don't you yell at me about
8675309. That's what it is. That's Elliot's number.
Really weird, but it is.
Yeah.
I got
Song's
it.
about me.
Got it.
Actually, it's...